right, Therapy Thursday is where we get your questions and we pose them to the lab coach in the room. Meredith, MD, is here.
Hello.
Dr. Davi is available. Orlando BGYN is here. We have all of your needs covered because we're geniuses.
Okay.
Not really, but we got microphones, so they let us lie. All right, so 888-429-0941. You can text or call. What we got?
Out the 813. This one, I believe, it says for both of you. So I guess that's the room. It says, I've been friends with someone for over 20 years, and I consider her my best friend and vice versa. However, she wanted to take the relationship to another level. I believed it would ruin our friendship, but I also felt like she deserved a shot. Long story short, we did go through with it, and it's not what I want, as I knew it would happen. However, she is head over heels in love and happy. We've talked about my unhappiness. How do I leave this situation without hurting my friend?
Oh, man, she's going to be hurt. She's gonna be hurt.
Of course that's going to be hurt.
And the relationship's over. Friendship is done.
Yeah,
It's all done?
Yeah.
She has strong feelings for him.
You were not supposed to get involved.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, you're not supposed to get involved with that because the fallout is you don't really get to keep that relationship.
And you knew that.
You kind of made, if we keeping it a buck, it doesn't have to go this way, but you basically kept a gambling situation going that you probably shouldn't have gambled with.
Mm-hmm.
You had to make a decision on if it was worthwhile. If it crumbles, we probably ain't going to have this anymore. That's why you shouldn't have done it.
And he admitted it in whatever you just read. He said, I knew I shouldn't have done it. Well,
right.
You knew it, and you did it anyway because you wanted to have sex with her. That's what it was.
It's not what you wanted, and now you kind of like stuck.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the friendship can be salvaged. It might not be immediate, but I think you guys can get past this. With that being said, don't stay in a situation you're unhappy with because you're scared to hurt the other person. At some point, you have to put yourself as the priority.
Yeah, she'll be totally fine watching you date other people and fall in love later on. Then you guys can be best friends, have kids, and hopefully, it'll be great.
That self-love is important, though, because a lot of people stay in some crappy situations because they don't want to hurt somebody else.
Yes.
And end up, like, unplugging from life.
Mm-hmm.
So they miss out on a lot. All right, let's see what we got.
I have one for Orlando.
Yes, ma'am.
My girl is way too hairy, and I don't know how to handle it. I think she's Italian, or I think that's what she's told me when she shaves. And she shaves.
When she trims down her stash.
She shaves all day, every day, but lately she hasn't been shaving enough, in my opinion. I know this is petty, but it's true. The worst part is the upper lip. I don't know how to bring it up without offending her.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can bring it up, and you probably should. If it depends on how early the relationship is, because those are honest questions that you want to learn a little bit about. Like, if you just started getting with her in the last year, and now you feel a little comfortable. Like, hey, can we have a conversation about this? Now, you have to be really careful about it, because if you do hurt her feelings, you can scar her for life, because this is something she's lived with. That's why she could talk about it, I would think, because she's lived with it. But if the way you approach it might mess it up for you, it might, why not ask her, hey, have you
noticed your hair on your upper lip?
Not if you've noticed that, but just more so, has that ever been a thing that you wanted to handle? Because they have these.
This is not good.
I mean, listen. You don't want her to say kissing you is like kissing Magnum P.I.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that happened.
She's painfully aware of the situation that she's has going
with.
on. Yeah, I say if this is such an issue with you, come to the table with solutions, with some laser hair options, maybe with a gift certificate.
Waxing.
Something.
That's what I was saying. Have you ever thought about this? Because there are ways.
Yeah.
There are things that we could do if this bothers you.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, they're going to ask you, what does it bother you? Now, do you honestly answer that question?
Yes. You do.
Oh,
Does it bother you?
Yeah, because if you answer no and it doesn't bother her, then she might just let it go.
Yeah.
Or might not make it a priority. If she knows that you're serious about this, if she wants to keep you happy, that's, part of maintenance.
It is a natural thing that she's experiencing.
There you go. So when she asks you, well, baby, does it bother you? It will be in your heart that you would want to tell her, hey, nah, girl, because it's all about you. But realistically, you need to then look her in her beautiful eyes and say, kissing you is like kissing James Harden.
No, don't say that.
And I just wanted to be honest with you. Dr. Davi, me and this guy talked for a while. We recently stopped talking. I miss him, but don't want to text first.
Ooh.
He kind of just stopped talking to me. Do you think I should hit him up or should I just leave it be? Has his choice been made?
I would say it sucks being ghosted. I know. But at this situation, I say swallow your pride and hit him up just to get a little bit of clarity. Maybe you did something that he really wasn't feeling that you have no idea of. I know it sucks. It's hard to be the one to make that move, but what sucks more is regret and like not knowing what could have been. So yeah, I say pick up the phone, hit him up. If he doesn't respond to you, then just, give it up and move on with it. But it's not the end of the
What
world.
does she say? Like, hey, where have you been?
Hey, stranger, how's it
Oh,
been?
I hate to hate strangers.
Yeah,
Do you get that
something.
sometimes?
I mean, you know what it is.
Yeah. But you know
what it
you don't
is.
want to live with the regret of what could have been. And so I would say, it's a tough pill to swallow, but pick up your phone and reach out to homie.
One last time.
There
One
you
last
go.
time.
I mean,
'Cause
or,
you
or
miss
you
him.
could, or you could just
Let it
take
go.
the clue, because I've always heard ladies say if a man wants to communicate with you or spend time with you,
If a man wants you, he'll come after you.
Remember
he'll
how-
come after you. Yeah.
Remember, they were just talking. It wasn't anything very formal. They weren't dating. It doesn't sound like they had exclusivity. So I don't know. I say reach out.
One last time.
Yes.
All right, let's see here. Dr. Meredith, MD.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It says, low key, I don't want my man to get LASIK because he's going to see me better. What's wrong with me?
Oh my goodness. See you better.
You going to see me better, meaning like physically?
I guess so. Yeah. See all of her imperfections. If you have a little bit of an eye issue, there's like a little filter there.
He sees through an IG filter.
Right. Exactly.
That's terrible.
She's more beautiful in her eyes that way, and how he sees her. But you know what? Seeing is a beautiful thing. So I would definitely progress, and don't be scared of that. He loves you because, for all these
You
other
think
reasons.
he can't see what you got? He can see. He ain't blind.
It depends on how bad he is. It depends on what's really going on.
Honestly, I think that's the most selfish thing I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
As somebody who had LASIK done, it is absolutely life-changing.
It is, yeah.
It's such a big deal. Screw that lady.
Push
Screw
forward.
Yeah. Come on.
Push forward.
He knows what he's working with.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
He loves you
He's
and
been
all your curves and dents and dimples.
Yeah.
He loves all that.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Orlando, I got one for you.
ma'am.
I'm a single dad, and my daughter just got her period. She's going through it and being more emotional as expected, but I'm trying to tread lightly and not talk about it too much. But I can tell she wants someone to talk to, even though it makes me feel uncomfortable. How do I handle this?
I will tell you this. When you said it, my eyes kind of like bucked, because it's still a topic that I'll tell you that I'll be 100. It's a topic that makes me uncomfortable. However, a lot of things made me uncomfortable before I became a dad. And so I had to now get into these conversations. I have a place where I live with my daughters separately from their mom. So I had to take them to the store and say, hey, so which ones are you comfortable with? And she has certain brands that she, prefers, and organic and without perfume. Let me tell you something. I was in the aisle, swear to God, 2 weeks ago trying to replace the supply. And I was in the aisle with all women, and I was the one dude reading all of these packages to make sure I got exactly all the stuff on the list checked off. Now, what that means is I'm uncomfortable to all ends, but I have to do that for my baby girl, and you would probably do the same. So before you pawn it off on somebody else, you being able to be somebody who could answer some of the questions and also learn about it from her, because I've learned more about what she prefers and stuff like that. So it isn't a one-way street. So I think you could do that for her, because the things that you show that you could be interested in is going to help build up who she thinks a man should be. So,
Well, we have one out to 813. It says, this is for anybody. I'm 28. I have 2 kids. One lives in Jersey. One lives in Florida. I travel from state to state so I can spend time with both of them. But every time it's time for me to go to either state, my baby mama gets frustrated. How do I fix that and make both of them happy?
Not until you can move closer, or one family can move closer. You're just constantly going to be traveling back and forth. It's not possible, is my point. I mean,
that can't sustain itself unless you got like big money, I would think, or a travel schedule that does make you have to hit those
Right.
cities like
I don't think there's going to be a way that you can make both of them happy. I think even if they were close, even if one lived in Brandon and the other one lived in Bradenton, I think the fact that you're also there with the baby mama is the thing that is making the other baby mama jealous. So I think the proximity thing is more of an excuse. I think it's more of the time spent. And again, I think it's very selfish. Again, that word keeps coming up from the baby mama to try to guilt you into not being the best dad that you want to be.
Look
Right.
at that, selfish. Boy, that's a theme of this show today.
Is it?
You don't need to be selfish in this world.
Right.
That's what the therapist is saying.
Okay. Yes, Davi is saying that a lot today.
I mean, he is. Davi's on his thing. I don't know if he's
By the way, you're going to spend more time up in New Jersey going back and forth. So it's not like you're going to Bradenton for the day and then you can come back home. If you're going to New Jersey, you're going to be there for a little bit. You're not just going to go for the day.
Pick your partners nicely. Pick them geographically sound. That's all I got to say.
That's good advice,
That's the best advice I could give you.